Well, this thing been running slow. There we go.
There we go.
Good afternoon.
All I see is YouTube.
No, we're both. See the double marks?
Oh, I just see the red on the side.
That's because Facebook don't come up until it starts. YouTube has a premiere.
Okay, that's how people are talking amongst themselves.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
I'm just here for the show.
That's right. I'm gonna shut this window too bright.
How is everybody on this? Well, it's beautiful here. I act like it's beautiful everywhere, but I hope it is. On this Tuesday afternoon, 4 o'clock here in Alabama, March the 25th.
That's right.
We are officially in spring. Did you know that?
Is it officially spring now?
Yes, it's officially spring.
I didn't know that.
I always say the 21st, but I think it's the 20th. That's the day. It's, July the 20th or 21st is summer. Don't get me started. Hey. I just know it's spring.
Talking about dates is don't.
Well, I usually do pretty good, but I always seem to say the start of the new season on the wrong.
Yeah, dates don't jive with me at all.
He's worried about the lights.
And you usually don't have a shadow over your face. Look how dark you are.
Well, that's okay.
I don't know why that's happening.
I have not been to the beach. I've been right here. Is my color good today?
Your color's fine. I just wonder why that big shadow's covering you.
Yeah.
That's normally not the case.
Y'all just know I hadn't been anywhere. I've been right here at our farm. I'm letting y'all have that beach. I tell you what, I've been reading some of the traffic updates from our big interstate that runs through here, and it's obvious that there's a lot of spring break going on up north of us because these people are headed south and the interstate's clogged up, and it happens every time there's beach trips start.
Is it getting worse?
Well, yeah.
I just don't remember it being like that earlier.
I don't know, but they did announce that they were about to 6-lane it.
Yeah, they need to.
Well, people.
I know what it is.
People are saying, "Yep, yay! I'm no longer dark." People are saying, "Yep, they're going to start 6-laning it right when the traffic starts for summertime travel." Mm-hmm. So, anyway, we're not going to complain. We're just going to take alternate routes.
Yeah.
And check the traffic before we head out.
Well, used to before we moved here, we'd go like back roads.
Right. Yeah.
It's a lot faster.
Well, no, you say that. We went to Jemison to get on. When we lived in Selma, we went to Birmingham. We would go Jemison.
Birmingham and not to the beach.
Oh, right. I'm talking about to go.
Oh, I'm talking about going to the beach.
Oh, yeah. We never. But now that we live here, when we go to the beach, we do have to get on the interstate. Mm-hmm. It's an hour extra if we were to go
the other way
back home and go that route. Because my mama, we had to go to Monroeville where a lot of her relatives live. And so I'd never been from this location. GPS told me to take the interstate. Mm-hmm. And my mama was like, "Brooke, we're going the way that I know how to go." Mm-hmm. And I said, "Mama, if we go the way we know how to go, we're going an extra hour." So she let me go the interstate route, which is what GPS told me. And we got in traffic that let us be 2 hours late instead of the extra hour that it would have took going the other way. Mm. I saw Nick and Zoe are on here, and we want to welcome them back to Alabama because they have been north.
Yes, they have been north. They went to the Okie Homestead Conference.
That's right.
And I heard they had a good time.
Yes, they sounded like they had a good time. They stopped by here yesterday to drop off some things, and you may have saw a reel that Zoe made about Tater. Mm-hmm. And Tater is still hanging in there. So Zoe.
No babies.
No babies. Zoe did go. I told her, I said, "Don't just drop that stuff off. Go see your baby." And she said, "Well, okay." She didn't, argue with me, and I'm glad she didn't because it looked like from the reel, Tater came to her and knew who her real mama was.
She did come to her.
Yeah, she recorded the reel, so she had to have.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't do me like that, Zoe. I'm not saying she needs to go back to you or anything, but she knows Zoe's voice. and she knows Zoe's gonna have that feed bucket. She says, that lady that I live with now cut my feed off.
She's probably mad at you.
Yeah, so she wants Zoe to come back or go back to Zoe so Zoe will feed her again.
You know they really hadn't acted that bad.
No. It's all because they've, the grass is coming in and they've had good hay, so they really could have cared less. For about the first 5 days, I guess, they came up to the feeder and routine, but now they don't even they
really don't.
They don't care.
Yep.
And a lot of cattle farmers, when the grass starts greening up, they don't feed anyway. So that's where we are right now. The grass is green, and if the cows don't prefer the grass over the hay, you got a problem.
Yeah, it's true.
Cattle farmer told me that.
Did he?
Yes. He told me, if your cows are still eating hay and you got grass that's green, something's wrong.
Something's wrong with your grass.
Something's wrong. It's not nutritious.
Not good grass.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta tell everybody something. The craziest and strangest thing happened to me the last few days. So much so that I wonder if we're living in a simulation.
What?
I mean, it was y'all. So look at this now. So I'm on Facebook, and a friend of ours named Bo, him and his wife own Angie's Auction. And, y'all, that's where we got the old farm equipment from. It's from Bo and his wife, Angie, over there at Angie's Auction.
That's in Selma, where we used to live.
And he will show, like, previews of upcoming auctions on his personal page. And I'll look at it all the time. And he may post 40 or 50 pictures, and I'll look at every single one of them.
And I do at a separate time. And then Jason and I will conversate about anything we saw that was interesting.
So this one thing caught my eye, and I immediately sent you a text. And I told you this was a painting at my mom and dad's house in their living room. And I know for a fact this is it, because my grandmother painted this. And there is a hole. It's a canvas painting, and it's large. It's probably 4 foot tall.
Now, this was listed on the auction page. And I said, I know this is it, because it's got a small hole in it that I put in there, and my mom never knew it until this whole event when I was a kid. Jason's texted me this information, and y'all, I couldn't help but laugh out loud when he told me it's got a hole in it. And I said, how do you know it's got a hole in it? He said, because I did it.
I did it. So this is the painting right here. And if you look real closely, hang on.
I got a picture of the actual hole close up.
Y'all can see there's the hole in the canvas painting. This is the painting right here.
It's an oil on canvas, original.
And it looks weird on there. But
it doesn't look real pretty there, but it's beautiful.
It's a real pretty painting. It's big, it's large, and the one my mom had a just huge gold frame around it.
And see, you didn't tell me that part though.
And I could it looks like that somebody took the frame off of it. And I told you, I said, Brooke, this is my grandma's painting. How in the world is it at the auction place? This makes zero sense to me. So this is when you went to town to Selma to pick up stuff for the country store. Right. And I was here by myself. And you said, well, I will run by there and look at it. And you did. And you were talking to Bo about it.
What they do is they have a preview before every sale. So you can go and you can look at the items that have been posted on the page the day before the auction. And so I told Jason, I said, well, I'm going by there and I'm going to look at it.
So you did. And you were sending me pictures back and forth. And I told you, I said, this is my grandma's painting. This is it. I said, what is the chances of the exact same painting of the exact same lady doing the exact same thing with a hole in it?
At the place where we lived.
I mean, when I was a kid.
The city.
Yeah. And so you said, well, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I mean, it's way too fancy for our house, but
Well,
it was a lot of sentimental to it. Yeah.
The sentimental value of it was that to me that I didn't care if we didn't hang it up. We needed it.
Right.
So when I go in, I told Bo and Angie the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, Brooke, this came out of such and such's house.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all related to them? And I said, no. No, there's no way that person would have had that picture. Well, that's whose estate we've been cleaning out. And I said, well, look, I said, this painting's got a hole in it. And Jason told me to come by here and see if it had a hole in it.
Yes. So I was a little nervous about sending this text to Mom because I thought, what if, this is, I mean, I was a kid. So, I mean, this painting's been there forever. And, I ain't lived in the house in, how long? 25 years?
No, Jason, you're almost 50. So 30 years.
30 years. I haven't been in the house and, and so I thought, well, maybe Mom and she sold it to somebody or traded it to somebody or somebody took it and she didn't know it. And anyways, so I was a little, at first I was like, maybe Mama don't want me to know that she got rid of this painting. And so finally I said, you know what? I'm going to send Mama the picture and ask her.
I told him, I said, look, I've got till this amount of time to tell him if I want the picture or not, because we were going to have to bid on it. And I said, you've got to message her. You've got to. Don't quit thinking all the what ifs and message her. But
so I sent Mama the text of the picture and I explained everything to her. I was like, Mama, I know this is it. It's got a hole in it. This is it. And she said, her text to me back was, oh my gracious, let me go look. So then I'm like, oh man, somebody's done stole my mama's picture and she didn't even know it yet. Well, she sends me a text back. My mama still got her painting.
It's still hanging up on the wall.
With the hole in it. Y'all see the hole right there? So.
Same place.
The hole's almost in the exact same spot. But I will say this. So this was the painting at the auction.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the other painting. I would say my grandma was a lot better artist because this picture is way better. You really can't tell on here.
No, you can't tell.
Than the other one. I mean, it's night and day better. The detailing and everything is unreal. But it's the exact same woman, the exact same picture, the exact same everything with the hole in it right next to, I'm saying, right there by the lady part. I mean,
but your mama's has a gold frame on it and it's hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
That one's on a canvas with no frame.
Yeah.
At the auction house and it's sold.
We
had no use for it because Jason's mama informed him that we could have the painting.
Yeah, she said, do y'all want the painting? And I was like, Mom, I don't want to take the painting from you, but she's got it. If we want it, she's not going to give it to us. She's not going to sell it at auction.
Right. Y'all, it was so weird. So I reached out to Bo and I said, Bo, I told you I was going to let you know if I wanted you to bid on it for me. And I don't need you to bid on it. And I sent him the picture. I said, family's is still hanging on the wall. And he could not believe it. He said, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what Mary Carl and I discussed? Because Mary Carl and I were together while we're driving, trying to figure this whole situation out. So they have these painting parties nowadays.
Yeah.
They call them like snazzy names like sipping strokes and stuff like that. Well, I'm glad you weren't drinking. Well, I can't paint. The only thing that I've ever painted is walls on a house. I mean, I can't paint anything. So the fact that I've never been invited to one of these sip and stroke parties, it doesn't discourage me because I don't want to go.
Right.
But I'm wondering if back then, whenever that was, they may have done something like this, painting a similar subject.
No, so my grandma was a
Was she an instructor?
No. She went to art school at Montevallo, which
Okay.
was an all-girls school then.
Right.
So she went to art school there. I'm thinking that this was they had to paint this lady, and all the art students were in there,
Well,
and they may have
similar
done.
to the sip and stroke, but
But yeah,
but in an educational setting.
that's what I'm thinking that happened right there. And also, y'all, this is in the formal dining room at my parents' house, which nobody goes in. Nobody. Nobody ever. When I go to my mom and dad's, I mean, we nobody. When's the last time you've been in there? The formal dining room at my mom
The
and
doors
dad's?
are always shut. It's just kind of like
Nobody.
a room that's unused.
So that made it a lot more believable about the painting.
That it could be gone.
That it could be gone. Because, I mean, even my mom and dad don't go in there, honestly. I mean, there's just, it's your typical, back in the day, everybody had formal dining rooms. And I think now when houses are built, you don't see that often because it just didn't get used anymore. But, it's your typical formal dining room with all your fancy stuff in there. And that's where Mama had the painting. And that's why it made it a whole lot more believable that this was my grandma's painting.
That's right. And, when we moved, a lot of our electronics and stuff that needed to be climate controlled, that we didn't want to rent something to keep those things, we kept it in Jason's parents' formal dining room because it just doesn't get used. Yes, so, I mean, even like our mattresses and stuff, we didn't want to get a funky smell.
Yeah.
We stored them there, and TVs and such as that. And I was so relieved to see that picture in that frame and to know that somehow, some way it didn't get to the auction.
That's right. So me and Mom are talking about it. And so Mom tells me this funny story. Number one, Mom says, "Yep, that's my mom." My mom, no, she said, "Yep, Mama's looks way better." And she said that the story goes about my grandma's painting because you look, the subject matter is the same, but the women look different.
Yeah, it's your personal touch.
And my mama said that Grandma. So this is a story about the painting. Our painting, not the one we try to bid on, that she painted herself. And as rumor has it, a plumber saw my grandma naked through the window as she was painting that painting.
So that gave her.
Oh, me! I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
That just tickled me. It did. Oh, I don't know.
Mary Carl's reading this to me as we're driving down the road. And she said, Daddy said that rumor has it Grandma was seen naked by a plumber. I was like,
oh, goodness.
Poor Grandma.
Poor Grandma. And
Grandma needs to shut the window.
I'm just terrible at dates. So I'm trying to think how long ago this would have been. This was a long time ago.
Yes.
Because my mama, let's see here. Oh, gosh, I can't do the math. I'm trying to think. My mama is probably, see here. Hang on.
What year was she born?
Daddy was in 49. Mama's a little younger than Daddy. So, I mess that up.
She's about 75.
Yes, Mama's around 75. Let's see here.
Don't kill us, Jean.
Yeah. And Grandma.
There she is. There's Jason's mama.
Mama's
True story.
And so, Mama, when did Grandma, how old is that painting, Mama? How old is it? I'd like to know.
The one that was at the auction, I was expecting there to be a signature or something on it. So I'm picking the painting up. Mary Carl and I are examining it, trying to find a date. There was nothing written anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no date. There was no year. And I was, doing
and I swear that Grandma's painting had a signature on it.
Well, she signed a lot of art. There she goes. Oh.
Mama's 73.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Daddy's 76.
Okay.
Isn't that right? There's a signature right there. Ain't that a signature? Don't that look like a
I
cigarette?
don't know, Jason.
It's hard to see it though. It really is hard to see. But it's a beautiful picture.
It
but,
is beautiful.
But the fact the hole, the small rip, is almost in the exact same spot on both pictures is what's crazy.
When I walked over to it and I saw the hole, I shouted out to Angie and Bo across the room. I said, "This is it!" And they were like, "You got to be kidding!"
Mm-hmm.
And they were so excited that I had found something that, was a family art piece, and that we were gonna be reunited with it because of the auction.
Oh yeah, I was buying it.
Yeah, I mean, there was no doubt. I was gonna tell him, as long as it didn't get over some astronomical dollar figure to bid on it for me. But I'm just glad that we got it all cleared out before the auction, because we would have had to go to your mama's and hang it side by side to just realize what a good artist she was.
That's right. Yep. Oh, crazy.
It was crazy.
But I'm pretty sure this was something Grandma did in art school when she went to art school. My grandma was a unbelievable artist. I mean, unbelievable. Like I said, that painting is huge. It's probably...
Well, no, it's not wide. It's very narrow. At least the woman was in the auction.
I guess because of the frame on it made it real wide.
Only about 2 foot wide.
Really tall.
It's about 4 foot high.
Yeah, and it's oil on canvas. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And yeah. I'd like to know how old that picture is. Mama, she may be.
She may have responded and we didn't see it.
We may have missed it too. But anyways, it ended up being a good chuckle and a heck of a story. I can tell you that.
Well, my blood pressure went down a little when I realized that I didn't need to, because it was. I mean, the hours were getting down to the nitty gritty. The auction started at 1.
Yep.
And we didn't have an answer till about 12:45.
That's right.
So I told Bo, I said, "That's not it. That's not it."
How did I put a hole in? Well, I was playing ball in the living room, which I was not supposed to be doing at all.
So did she find out the day that you told her about the painting that you poked the hole in it?
Or yeah, she learned that I poked the hole in it the other day.
Oh, just this past weekend?
Yeah. Because I can't get in trouble now.
You sure?
Just wait, too much time's passed.
You sure?
Yeah. It reminds me of the time. So, my granddaddy, y'all know Granddaddy.
On your daddy's side.
Yeah. Him and Nanny were going to take me and my cousin Starsky to Disney World. First time.
She said something.
She wasn't married, so Mama was born in 1922. So, just say that she was 18, or just say she was 20, so 1942.
That would have been about when she painted it.
Somewhere around in there.
1940s.
Yep.
Early.
So, this is kind of a similar story. So, we're going to Disney World. Oh my gracious, this is huge. This is huge. I'm probably 10-ish, somewhere around in there. Starsky's 5 or 6, somewhere around in there. And Starsky was my cousin.
It's more than 5 years in between y'all.
No, it's not that. It's only 5 years.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
I thought it was like 7.
No. Me and my brother are 7.
Okay.
Me and Starsky are 5.
Okay.
But anyways, me and Starsky were he was like my little brother. All our cousins was pretty close. And so Granddaddy's taking me and Starsky to Disney World. And this is huge. This is huge. Well, a few weeks prior to this big trip, Mom and Dad got brand new carpet put in the den, which was big.
Oh, yeah.
This was big. Brand new carpet. It was a light tan color. It was semi-shaggy. Wasn't full shag, but it was semi-shaggy. This was before Stain Master and all that kind of good stuff. Well, had my neighborhood friends over, and we're eating our snacks, fixing to go outside. We're probably watching some Scooby-Doo or Tom and Jerry before we go outside. Go ride our bikes.
Or that Anvil cartoon.
Yeah, the Anvil cartoon, the Roadrunner. So we're going to have us a snack. Then we're outside we go. So we're having us our snack and probably a Pop-Tart or some crackers and cheese and some Kool-Aid. Red Kool-Aid. And guess who knocked over a whole glass of red Kool-Aid on that brand spanking new carpet?
Well, I hope it was Chip and not you.
It was me.
Oh, Jason.
Knocked over a whole glass of red Kool-Aid on that carpet. And y'all, I went into a 10-year-old boy panic because I just knew
You weren't going to be able to go to Disney
I was going to
World?
get in so much trouble that I wasn't going to Disney World, which would not have been the case at all. You know, I probably would
But
have
that
gotten
was in your mind.
Oh, I'm 10 years old,
Yeah.
11. Of course, that's in my mind. That's going through my mind. So I did exactly what any other 10-year-old would do that was going to Disney World. I took the newspaper and the magazines and I covered it up because it was right beside the recliner. So it didn't look, that crazy. If it had been in the middle of the floor,
Yeah.
I would have got caught.
Did you get it up first, or did you
No,
just
it wouldn't come up.
You just covered it up.
I tried to get it up. It would not come. It would not come up whatsoever.
Oh my gracious!
Would not.
They should have bought red carpet, and then they wouldn't have had that problem.
So, yeah, I got to go to Disney World. So, because I didn't get caught. See, I didn't get caught. Got to go to Disney World. So there's no cell phones then.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how Mom and Granddaddy, how we communicate. It had to be a payphone. Granddaddy had to call and check in via payphone.
Well, or then when you got to your hotel or whatever you.
No, we stayed in the camper.
Oh.
We camped out at Disney.
Okay.
So yeah, we were camping. So there was no phone. It wasn't a phone in the camper.
It had to have been a payphone.
Had to have been a payphone. And long story short.
This would have been 1985, folks.
Long story short, Granddaddy asked me about it. And of course I confessed. I said, yes, sir, Granddaddy, I did do that. And I told him the truth. I was scared I was going to get in trouble and not be able to go to Disney World. And I did it. But I didn't get in big trouble. I didn't get in big trouble. And I was told I still would have got to go to Disney World. It could have been a CB radio because Granddad had a CB, but Mom and Dad didn't have a CB radio in the house.
They had them in the shop trucks, though.
Yeah, but they were
not communicating.
They were a private frequency in the trucks.
It probably was a payphone then.
Had to be a payphone. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you learned your lesson that it's best to tell the truth, right? When it happens.
It is best to tell the truth. It is.
Rather than hide it.
Yeah.
Kind of like you used to tell me when you didn't like your supper at your parents' house and they wanted you to eat your vegetables, you put the leftovers in the butter churn.
In the antique butter churn.
And you probably would have been better if you just said, I can't eat any of this.
Oh, goodness.
Did you ever get it out of the butter churn or you just left it?
No, I didn't get it out of the butter churn.
Oh, my goodness. Well.
It never stunk. I used to do the old trick where you'd pile your food up on.
Maybe Joey did it too. And since he was so much older than you, he dumped it every now and then.
Maybe did. Oh, goodness.
Because those butter churns were heavy.
Oh, it was really heavy. It was a big one. It was a full-size butter churn.
Maybe Joey dumped it every now and then because he was doing the same thing. And it got full.
No, I can't see my brother doing it. I couldn't.
He would have just not ate it.
I don't know. He was 7 years older than I was. So, when I was 10, he was 17. So he was a teenager.
Jason always tells me that if his parents had him first, there wouldn't have been a brother.
Yeah.
But since Joey was first, Jason came about.
Mama said no, he didn't. See, Joey wouldn't have done that.
Oh, okay.
Just me.
There's the proof. There wouldn't have been a brother if Jason had came first.
It definitely composted.
Oh my goodness!
But I don't remember it smelling. So I guess the butter churn was pretty sealed.
Does she still have that butter churn?
I think so. I'm pretty sure she does.
Well,
I'm pretty sure.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's what Mama says. If I would have been the first, then I would have been the last.
And I hate to have said that I wanted a boy over a girl when I was pregnant, but in my mind, I felt that I could do a lot better raising a little boy because I like to play ball and I like to be outside, and a little boy would have just been so fitting for me. And then of course, Jason being a male would, love to have a son. And so I thought the whole time we're going to have a little boy. And when we found out we were having a girl, of course, we were both ecstatic. But then as Mary Carl got on up into toddler age, Jason told me, he said, just going to tell you, you better be glad we had a little girl.
Oh, we'd be wore out.
We'd be wore out. And I think sometimes, I was 34 when Mary Carl was born. And that's not too old, but I did realize that I was.
Goodness gracious,
Charles. Goodness.
Thanks, buddy. And I saw, I hadn't seen the other person. It had it didn't have a person's name on it, and I appreciate your gift too.
I often think that if I had had a boy at 34, and I thought I was having a hard time keeping up with this little girl, who all she liked was farm animals and such as that, I would have been in tough trouble. And we would still be traveling to ball tournaments more than likely. I mean, not all boys play ball, but Mary Carl has no interest, and a boy would probably more than likely be playing some sort of sports.
Yep.
And we may not even have this YouTube channel, because one reason we do is because she was so in love with animals. And, of course, we wanted a happy child and, accumulated some animals, and here we are.
Angela, thank you too. Appreciate that. Mama said they called me Eugene Ledbetter from talking about Jerry Clower. Yeah, he was a character on Jerry Clower, and
Was he bad?
He was a little crazy.
Oh, I saw I was in the
Thank you, Wendy. He was a little crazy. Eugene was a little crazy.
Oh, what was that thing? I saw a DVD. I was looking for.
Was it Jerry Clower?
Oh no, I was looking for the Sling Blade DVD, and I saw something that you may have known, and I didn't ask you if I should get it. I'm sure it's still there. But Nick hooked us up with the Sling Blade movie.
Yes, Nick, and we had movie night, and I forgot how much I love Sling Blade. It's such a good movie.
What was that? It was a DVD of some kind of comedian.
Oh gosh, that could be anything. That could be anything.
Something that you Red Fox.
Oh yeah,
that's what it was.
Oh yeah. Red Fox would have been great. That's Sanford and Son.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was, and it was new in the package.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, maybe next time I'll pick it up because I know it's still going to be there.
It probably will still be there.
Those DVDs were too deep in that bookcase, and I couldn't look anymore. So I'm thankful Nick brought it by.
Yeah, I am too. Thanks, buddy. And he said that he was going through them. He may bring me some more.
Well, Jason's on a roll with.
Been enjoying them.
With collecting movies and.
Been enjoying them. I saw somebody ask about eating food. Well, and I saw Mama post it too. So I was notorious about being known as not a good eater. I just wouldn't eat my food. And I think it was stubbornness. I think, because they say you have to eat it. And I'm like, I'm not going to eat it.
Did you want junk or you just wouldn't eat?
I don't remember. And I don't think it was junk because we never.
I know.
Mom and Dad cooked all of the time. We never ever went out to eat.
I'm wondering if that's why, because it was good food, not junk food.
I don't know, but that was kind of the way is that you can't leave the table until you eat your food, and then when they'd walk out, that's when I'd slip over to the butter churn and.
You thought you were slick, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I did.
I'll say it again. I'm relieved we have a little girl.
Oh, me.
And a good one at that.
She is a good one.
She is a good one. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I
saw somebody else ask about the stain before Mom did work on the stain a good bit. A lot more than I didn't know what I was doing. And it still was always there. It ended up being like light pink. But I think she ended up putting like a table there or something. They rearranged the furniture a little bit where she could cover it up a little bit. But that carpet's no longer in there anymore.
That's right.
Place. But yeah, matter of fact, I think I don't want Mama may answer this. Now, and they may be replaced it there too. But so they got the carpet one time replaced in the den. And the carpet that was in the den still wasn't that bad. So they put it in the extra bedroom. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you still could see the pink spot in a certain spot of that extra
What bedroom did it go to?
So the first one on the hallway
Yours?
ended up being mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I moved around so
You
much.
had that carpet when we
That-
were dating.
Yep. So that light
And I
pink
remember
stain.
you showing it to me.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
I don't know if she's still maybe.
Oh, there's hardwood in that bedroom now, or vinyl plank flooring in there now.
Okay.
I'm almost positive it is.
I got you.
Yes, I've seen Field of Dreams, believe it or not, because I was a ball fan. I loved baseball.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie. Yep.
Oh, goodness.
That's a good movie.
I'm just grinning about you not eating your food. And we have a butter churn in our den. Y'all reckon I need to go check
Do we
it?
have one?
Well, that red one.
Oh, that's a milk.
Oh.
That's a milk container.
Okay.
A big milk container.
Carol, thank you.
That's a this big, like they would put milk in back in the day.
The jug.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That come from.
But I know what a butter churn is. It had that stick on the top of it,
and it was clay.
Yeah,
it was made out of clay.
Hers was brown and tan.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That was I think that come from great grandma. That was the one she used to churn butter in. I used to remember sit down and watch great grandma churn butter.
Really? Interesting.
I don't know where she got the milk from. I'm sure there was a local farm around there that had fresh cow's milk. But I watched great grandma churn butter.
Huh.
Yep. I do remember that.
I don't know how much the picture sold for because I did not stay for the auction. I was going to get him to bid for me as like a, outside bidder or whatever. It's something they can do. So I don't know how much it sold for, but I know that it did auction off because everything that was listed, everything it gets sold at some point. And it was one of the featured items, so to speak. So we'll have to ask Bo how much it sold for.
I have to ask him. Definitely have to ask him. Somebody asked, no, today's not my birthday. Friday is my birthday. That's
you had to look at me, didn't you? He just asked me, is my birthday Friday or Saturday? I said, it's Friday.
Thank you, Lori. Friday is my birthday.
And he will be
50.
50 years young.
Which reminds me of a story. So there was a friend of my mom's that used to stay at my mom's house a lot. Her name was Hazel. And this was another part of that story.
Oh, yeah, it
with
was.
The picture. Because the lady that had the picture that was at the auction come from a lady named Hazel.
Well, it did.
And that made me think, oh my gracious, that mom gave that lady, her friend Hazel, that painting.
It didn't come from Hazel. There was a lot of pictures also there that were signed by somebody named Hazel.
I got you. That's what I thought. But so Miss Hazel used to hang out at my mom's all the time. And gosh, I don't know how old Miss Hazel was, but she could have been my grandma. And I remember her telling me that she thought that the end of the world was coming when she turned 50. That she thought that was it. It's over. That's it. And, looking back how hilarious that was. But in her mind, she thought when she hit 50, game over.
Well, as we grow older, the age number grows up to what we consider to be old.
It does.
I don't feel like 50 is any way, shape, form, fashion old.
But you did when you was 25.
Well, or even lower than that. If you ask, couldn't ask me Crawl if she thinks 50 is old because she knows how old we are. But you ask a kid, how old's old?
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to say, well, 30's old. Yep. And then the number just goes up from there. So I don't know at what point I'll feel like a number's old, but I don't really care. As long as we don't feel old, then
that's right.
It doesn't matter. It's just a number.
Just a number.
I've never felt awful about saying my age. I just, it doesn't bother me.
But I think about that as I fixing to turn 50, how Miss Hazel, and I'm trying to think, I was probably had to be in my mid-20s when she told me that.
And so you thought I got 20-something more years.
Got 20-something more years.
Before.
She just thought that was hilarious. Miss Hazel. I thought Miss Hazel got Mama's painting. Mama gifted it to Miss Hazel a long time ago. And Miss Hazel passed away and her children got that painting and they sold it. Or got it to the auction.
Oh, we had some thoughts about what could have happened and it all seemed legit.
It is.
I mean, it all lined up, it all added up, and we just knew that was the painting. And my heart went right back into its place once I realized that that painting was still hanging up in in your mama's dining room.
Yeah, me too. It was what was comical to me is that now it wouldn't have been comical if it was the truth, but Mama had to go check.
Yeah,
It's stupid painting was still there.
yes. And Jason sent me a text and said, Mama's going to check. And I'm on pins and needles waiting for the return answer that of yes, it's still hanging up.
Oh, goodness. Well, Mama said, let me go check. I need to go check. I was like, oh, this isn't good. This isn't good at all.
Not good.
This isn't good. Oh, me.
So all is good.
All is good. All is good.
What you got? You got something?
I don't. Only thing I had written down was that I had 2 emails this week from people saying that somebody claiming to be a friend of ours and a friend of the channel tried to ask them to be a friend on Facebook. And y'all don't fall for these scams. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. I try my best to block all these people the best I can. Now I can't stop them from messaging y'all, but I do get them off the page fairly quickly. And so don't answer any of these friend requests. I done blocked one already on here today.
If you do see something and you want to tell us about it,
yeah.
If you know how to take a screenshot of it to show us who the person is,
or take a picture of your phone,
take
or
a
something,
picture,
any kind of way.
Send it to us, or just maybe even write down the name of what's being. You know.
And we may can try to block them that way too. So, yeah, y'all just be careful out there. We're trying to. We try our best to keep them off our page as best we can.
They're sneaky these days.
They are. They're getting better, and with this new AI technology, it is bad.
It's scary almost.
It is.
Speaking of AI technology, so I'm in Angie's auction, and Angie and I get to talking, and we get to talking about how things have changed from people going and putting their hands on stuff at an auction to becoming an online thing. Now you can bid on just about any auction by going online. You don't have to go and sit with your number and bid, It's just a dying art, so to speak.
Yeah.
And she said that she recently went to a class that was offered, and it was for people that do auctions. And they took a setup in a living room, say a dining room, and they took the phone and they panned around in that room, and it had some antique furniture and some drapery and things that you would see in an estate that was being auctioned off. And they panned it around, and they got finished, and they hit a button, and she said, and it come up instantly that the drapes are 85 inches. They were made in 1923 by such and such. The sofa is a such and such, and it was last sold for $225. And it just opened my eyes to realize how many things are dying arts.
Yep.
Even an auction.
Even an auctioneer or somebody that knows a lot about antiques that, go ahead and look at them and see what they are and research it and find the history and all that. And that's could be possibly gone just like that.
And Angie said that, people ask her from time to time why they don't do online auction. And she said, because to her, that is the whole reason why she does it. It's because she sees the smile on somebody's face when they win something, or when they see something that hung in their grandmother's living room,
right,
and it's being auctioned off to come back to their house. She can see visibly that is important to them. And if you do it online, all that goes away. She said she wants to touch it and feel it and put her hands on it and know visibly. If you saw that painting online, it might say it's 2 foot by 4 foot, but to see it in person really visualizes the size of it.
That's right.
And that part of it's gone. And they couldn't understand why she didn't offer online auctions. And it just was kind of sickening to her to know that can be replaced.
And I saw somebody else say this too, I love auctioneers. I love listening to them.
Oh, yeah.
When we went to the fundraiser for the abused children, where we got the sod,
the butterfly,
the person that did the auctioneer is also a jeweler here in our little town, and I had no idea. And he was a legit auctioneer. He was throwing down.
He
now.
was.
He was. Whoo! He was getting
And
down.
that's part of the fun of it. You don't hear all that.
That's right.
If you're on the online, they're not doing that. It's just simply putting a number in and hitting a button.
Yep.
So I enjoy going to any kind of auction, and just being there. If I'm not planning to buy anything, that's fine, but it's fun. And to take that away is going to be very few people left. But
That's
Angie
right.
says she's sticking in there. She says this is not work to me. She said if you know it's not work to her, she enjoys it.
Mm-hmm.
And if she quit tomorrow, you'd be taking away her life, because it's her fun. It's her enjoyment.
I can see that. I wanted to tell you that Michael Keith said that he got a friend request and he's pretty sure it's a scam.
Why?
It was from Magic Mike.
Well, somebody duplicated his profile then. That's funny.
I wanted to say hello to Brad Mayhew.
Hey, Brad. And I'm going to say it wrong, but I always know where Brad lives. Beersheba Springs, Tennessee.
That's right.
He hyphenates it out to tell me how to pronounce it, and I still don't do it right. So, hello, Brad.
Hello, Brad.
Did you guys see my video where I did not realize there were goose eggs being accumulated?
Bunch of them.
Yeah. Jason was editing the video, and he said, Brooke, good gracious at the goose eggs. And I had no idea they were there because there was a pipe that's capped off right there that's white, and you couldn't see it. From where I go and feed the emus and the geese, you could not see the eggs there. And I just so happened to see the top of a goose's head that day. And y'all go watch Catherine over at G&G Farms video if you want to know what I did with them and what the outcome was. Mm-hmm. It was quite a few goose eggs, and we got them all.
How many was it?
27.
I see them congregating back over there too.
Do you? Mm-hmm. 27 goose eggs in that one spot. And I will tell y'all this. So I go out and I search for eggs, emu eggs being number one, because I don't want Nugget to start sitting. And number two is goose eggs. So on my strolls, I have seen some goose eggs that are still the shell, but they got a crack in them. And that tells me that there's something that's eating those goose eggs. Not a threat to the geese, not a threat to the emus, but there's something that's consuming those eggs, because I'll find the shells. And that's probably why they chose that location, because whatever it is getting those eggs hadn't found them yet.
They're smart.
Well, I had a
smarter than you think.
Had a stroll through yesterday, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I did my stroll through to look for emu eggs first off, and guess what? I found one.
And let me tell you something. So, Nugget has kind of
look at my hand compared to the egg.
Slowed down with his Casanova-ness around me. But today, I walked over there to him. Goldie was back drumming, and there was Nugget he was doing his little
thing. He was wooing you.
Just like this.
He said, you don't look like 50.
Come here, Magic Mike.
You don't look 50.
I said, man, I thought this was over with.
Well, here's the deal with this egg that I found yesterday. No nest whatsoever. Every egg we found has been covered in leaves and a makeshift nest to where Nugget, tells her where to lay them. And it wasn't like this. It was out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
It was a single egg. And that tells me he may be done. He may be done.
He didn't look like it today.
Well, he didn't do me that way. He likes a 50-year-old man.
He does. He does that. He is, I was like, man, I thought this was over with, brother. I thought this was done.
I told Catherine after I gathered the egg, I said, you know what? these emus do not eat the ratite feed, which is what they are. They're classified as a ratite when she's laying eggs. When she's laying eggs, they consume the laying crumble.
Yeah.
All right. So guess what? I had to go buy another bag of ratite feed today because they have eaten all of it. This past week, they have been on it, and they will do their emu feed and not eat the laying crumble. So that's another reason why I think they're done, because they're back to eating the ratite feed. I don't know.
He ain't act like it today.
I don't know.
It's something to do with that drumming. I'm telling you, it's kind of like a one of these movies where it's or a cartoon. I remember in the cartoons more than anything, but you know the bad guy will put out a sound out there and he just hypnotizes everybody. You know,
Nugget hypnotizes you.
And no, Nugget's normal, and all of a sudden Goldie goes, and he's
over
there. All he needs is a pole.
Oh my!
I mean, he is getting at it over there. I was like, man, my gracious alive.
He did not do me like that when I walked in the pasture yesterday.
He was doing it today.
That was another reason I thought he's done. He's done. Well, I got to go check today then, because that may mean they're back on a roll. If there is one, it's only going to be one because there wasn't but one yesterday. And we don't want him to sit. We will put the boys in there with him when they're big enough, and Goldie will go to Catherine's to be with little Otis. Well, he'll be big Otis then. He
will be big Otis. And we're going to do this really slowly. We're not going to just set the boys out there and see what happens.
No.
This is going to be a gradual thing.
That's right.
Yep.
And I feel like, Goldie and Otis will be a gradual thing too. I got lost for a second. I feel like Catherine will let them see each other through the fence before, they go together, and nothing's going to happen. It's just the best way. I don't want to be shut up in a room with somebody that I don't know if we've never got acquainted.
That's right.
Not that they're shut up in a room, but you know what I mean.
And I'm hoping once the drumming's gone, all this will be gone too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope that stops.
But
I don't even want to go. I don't even want to go in there with him.
Oh,
it's a totally different demeanor with him. He's
I don't like it. He follows behind me when he's been like that. He wasn't like that yesterday. And his beak is just about in my head because he's trying to. Well, that's it. Enough. So the fence. The fence.
That fence can't be fixed.
Oh, it can't?
No.
I tried to pull up on it, and when I pulled up on it, I pulled up on the poles too.
There's a hole this big.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it's just too stretched out. We got to pull another one.
Don't they know it's getting close to summertime, and we don't like to work on the fence during summertime?
At least it's a short pool.
Yeah. But we're going to be in there with them no matter what.
Well, we'll have some help.
Well, I guess we could move them to the other pasture.
We'll have some help.
Yeah.
It'll
be okay.
It'll be okay.
It will be okay.
That pasture's so big, I don't think we'll be fine.
Well, I'm not.
If you had to guess, who pushed the fence down, and do you think it was Moody or Mildred?
Who pushed the fence down?
Yeah.
I think Moody did.
You don't think it was Mildred?
No, she probably said, "Hey, I want to get out." And he probably said, "All right, no problem." Yeah. And then he made it happen.
That's it. I think so too.
Somebody said, cattle panel. Yeah, but we want it to be fixed.
We want it to match. To look. We don't
want to patch. Yeah. We want to fix things because that can accumulate, and then we will be not 50 anymore and say, this is our list of things that have to get done, and we can't do any of them by ourselves.
It'll be a short pull, and the posts are already there, so it won't be that bad at all. It won't be that bad. And I do plan on putting an electric around the top, which won't be that bad either. So.
And you have the post driver because the T-posts need to go back in the ground too.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah. Piper's family has our T-post driver. They are putting up fence because they got some little baby goats from Tracy.
Just Dig It.
At Just Dig It Farms. Y'all still say some prayers for Tracy. She's still recovering from her surgery. She can't talk well.
She can't talk.
But they have our post driver. They've been putting up fence, and I just I want anybody to not have to go through what we did before we bought that post driver. I don't know how their land is either.
I don't either.
You know, if it's not hard, it wouldn't be that bad, but it's still a lot easier with that post driver. So anytime we can help somebody, we're more than willing to do so. There's old Clack.
What's up, Clack?
How you doing, buddy?
It is a lot. Am I older than Clack?
No.
Clack's older than me.
He's my age, I believe.
So I'm older than Clack.
Yeah. Huh. Why? Did he ask that?
No, he just said there's a lot of talk about being 50.
I think he's 48, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong. He may be 49.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I will say this. We've had a lot of friends enjoy our post driver, and I'm glad we can share it with them.
That's what I'm saying. It's just a blessing to be able to feel like, you know, we can help somebody in a way that we struggled. And
we've had we certainly have loaned it out, and they've been very grateful.
All right, what did
I got him by a few months?
Okay.
He'll be 50 in June.
Oh, goodness.
Brooke was saying you was younger than that.
I thought so. I thought he was a year younger than me. But not. Well, Nick's always hesitant to borrow something from us because he thinks he's going to tear it up.
I'm the same way, Nick.
We've always been that way. We borrowed a pressure washer from a friend of ours.
I was going to say the same thing. Borrowed a pressure washer. We probably used it 5 minutes and it quit and would not crank. And this was, we were probably in our early 20s.
Well, we were on Dixie Drive using it. And my mom and daddy.
We may have taken it over there, but it was on Willow Drive where we bought it from.
Maybe we used it at both places.
And that was my first house, and I was early 20s, and I didn't know anything about nothing. And it wouldn't crank, and I thought to myself, I done borrowed my buddy's pressure washer, and
it was his buddy's parents' pressure washer,
and I hadn't really done anything to it, and I done tore it up. It's tore up, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't. Lo and behold, it was just low in oil.
Yes, we had
somebody told us. Who told us?
No, Chris or Eric came over and looked at it and said it just needs some oil. Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
got it back going. Thank goodness.
So I know how that feels about borrowing something.
So I got to tell y'all something funny, and that is about Tater. So Zoe thought that Catherine's comment about a moose.
So you got to tell them about the whole moose thing.
Well, I am.
Okay.
Was something real. So on our last live, obviously Catherine's commenting to some of the viewers about how she dreamed that Tater had a moose baby.
A moose, a real moose.
And when Catherine texted me, I didn't understand it either. I was like, Tater had a moose. What does that mean? And so she elaborates and she says that she dreamed that Tater had a moose baby, like a real moose baby. And when it came out, it was 2 inches taller than Tater. So Zoe somehow caught part of that. And she thought that Catherine had examined Tater and that Catherine thought it felt like a moose.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, no, Zoe, Catherine hadn't examined Tater, and there is no moose. That was all a dream. But can you imagine her dreaming that the moose came out, a baby moose came out of Tater, and it was 2 inches taller than Tater?
Somebody asked, did I say my grandmother worked at Mango's? No.
That was
Brooke's grandmother worked at Mango's.
That was my grandmother.
Yep. That would have been a crazy fish. Yep.
Yeah, that would have been a crazy.
She said it on their live.
Oh, on Zoe and Nick's live. Okay, sorry, but needless to say, Zoe thought that Catherine felt a moose, but Tater just had a moose, and I hope to goodness that Catherine's totally wrong about the calf being 2 inches taller than Tater. Moose calf, that is.
Somebody said we can name it Bullwinkle.
Okay, good job.
No.
somebody sent me an email and said they had a cute name. You know, we've been calling it Tater Tot
And Spud.
and Spud and whatnot. And they said, how about Totsy?
That's cute.
Totsy.
If it was a girl, that'd be cute.
That is cute. All right, y'all. So it's almost time for what's for supper.
What's for supper?
What is for supper? And I want y'all to share because I have a feeling somebody's probably cooked what I am having for supper. And I need to know if I'm expecting it to be good or bad. Tater chip. That's right. Tater can have a chip.
Oh, we could do chip.
Roast. Banana bread for supper.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Cereal.
Fiesta taco casserole. That sounds good. Hey, I love cereal for supper.
Jason likes cereal.
I do like cereal, and not
sugary
Lucky
cereal.
Charms or anything like that.
Well, you like that, but that's not what you're.
No, I eat adult cereal.
He eats big boy cereal. He's almost 50.
Oh, but I do like cereal.
All right, so
Cabbage
I gotta say something that Jacqueline told me to say.
Oh, we almost forgot.
Before we get off here, y'all continue on with what's for supper. Jacqueline said that the Honey Crisp.
There's only a few Honey Crisp left in stock on the country store website.
And that is the freeze-dried bit of honey.
Yep, candy. And
so there's a few left, and they'll be gone.
The men hats are back in stock. But the colors, this one and it's called birch, but it's like a tan color. Those will be, once those are gone, those will be gone. So you won't be able to get those anymore because we're going to change them up.
That's right.
Yep. Mama's having homemade soup and cornbread. We might go right over to Mama's.
That's right. So my supper.
Well, and the women's hats there's some women's hats still left, and once they're gone, they're gone. I think she said there was only one blue one left.
I think that's what she said.
All right. We don't want to get in trouble. We don't want to get in trouble by the Jacqueline and Zach police.
No, we don't.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm still reading what's for supper.
Bourbon chicken, Brooke.
All right. Y'all are having some good supper.
So what are you having?
Okay. So I don't know what this is called because I didn't copy the name of it.
Oh, you didn't?
No. It just says discover the ultimate comfort food. So we're going to call it the ultimate slow cooked delight. That's what I'm going to name it. So what it is it's sirloin steak. I already had it thawed out because I was going to get Jason to cook it on the grill, but today's a busy day. So I knew that was not going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's sirloin steak cut up in small pieces, cooked with russet potatoes cut up in cubes with some onions and garlic and some beef broth and Worcestershire sauce and paprika. And then at the very end of it, you add sour cream and cheese.
Sounds good.
So it's like a all-in-one, what I call it?
All-in-one meal.
Ultimate.
Comfort food. Is that what you said?
Ultimate comfort food, yes. So have y'all ever done this, and what should we anticipate? It looks good. It smells good.
It smells delicious. I mean, it smells good right now.
I'm not so sure that I'm going to add the sour cream and the cheese. I think I'll just let y'all do that
if we want to do it. Okay.
Because you're not a sour cream fan.
I don't like it plain, but I do like it mixed in foods.
I don't know how it will be mixed in though, but it sounds good and it looks good and it smells good. So I mean, we like steak and we like potatoes, so I don't know how you can go wrong.
Somebody said it sounds like beef stroganoff a lot. I saw several people say that. Also, I saw somebody ask about the nesting box, and our nesting box is made by Best Nest.
Best Nest.
There's also one called Hen Gear. They're both kind of the same. You just check for prices. Sometimes they'll run specials. And
Premier One makes one too. There's several companies that make them.
Yep.
It's just when we bought ours, that was the lowest price, and that's why we bought it. Yep. So you can do your own research and find out which one is less expensive at this time. It was a special when we bought ours.
When will supper? Was it ready now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's been slow cooking in the crock pot all day. So it should be ready when we get finished with
I'm through my video.
And I'm hungry.
I gotta save it and upload it to YouTube, and I'm done editing it.
Well, I'm hungry.
So that means I got through early, so me and Mary Carl, Nick said, say, I didn't look. I saw the popcorn in the Volkswagen bus. He said, but the DVDs are in there too.
Oh.
So I got to go see what he's got. Me and Mary Carl may watch a movie tonight.
Yes. Yes.
We may watch a movie tonight because I'm through early. Got through early.
Got through early. I had no idea you
And
would
tomorrow's
finish.
video is going to be fun, fun, fun.
All right. So y'all stay tuned. I will have a video out on Thursday. Jason, of course, tomorrow. Oh, let's show something before we forget.
Oh, we almost forgot.
We almost forgot.
So this is my birthday present.
This is Jason's birthday presents, and we had them sitting up here to show you guys.
I know we're running long tonight, but
hopefully Jamie's not mad at us. I don't
she
think
starts at 7.
Timeout Tuesday starts at 7, we think. So this, do you remember the
Emu magazine? It's the glare because of the screen, but anyway, can I turn? That's better, isn't it?
A little bit.
That's better. I blocked you out. But
had these framed for Jason for his birthday. Gonna hang them up in the house and keep them forever. And this one we didn't share with you guys. I went into a feed store and they said that congratulations for Jason making the cover of the Klombach Poultry Guide.
That's right.
And I was like, what? And they said, yeah, that it's the whole poultry guide for Klombach, and he's on the cover of it.
Which they had told me a long time ago. They asked me for the picture and all, and Jacqueline took both those pictures. Jacqueline's.
But we didn't know that it had actually even been.
We didn't know it came out yet.
So they gave me one, and I had it framed for Jason for a birthday present. Now, this is something that a lovely fan made us. And if you are the one that indeed made this, send me an email and tell me, because I do not remember who it was, but a lovely follower made this for us, and I had it framed as well. It's
needlepoint,
and it's our logo. Obviously, it's a glare on it, but isn't this just beautiful? So if you are who made it for us, I cannot remember who it was. It has been on our list of things to have done, and we finally got it framed, and it's beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh.
So we're gonna go, and I don't think it's crochet, is it?
I don't have some.
Somebody said crochet, and we were told it was needlepoint.
I thought it was crochet too. Then somebody said no, it's needlepoint.
Needlepoint is amazing.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
beautiful, whatever it is. Absolutely gorgeous.
It is. It is. And it means a lot to us. And now it's framed, and we'll have it forever.
Yep.
Forever and ever. And my t-shirt quilt is still being made by So Charming.
Filet crochet.
Filet crochet.
Is that how y'all say it? That's what a lot of people are saying. Okay. Filet crochet. There we go.
Tapestry?
Filet, whatever it was time consuming. I bet it was.
Oh, yes.
I can only imagine.
She brought it to us at an event that we had at Petals from the Past.
Yep.
And gave it to us there. And it just about brought tears to my eyes, because she told me how long it took her. She had oh my gosh, it was oodles of hours in that. And it couldn't have gone without a frame. So we did it. You said it very well.
I'm a wordsmith.
That's right. He's going to be real good wordsmith.
Dot. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about.
When he turns 50, he's going to have graduated to the next level of wordsmithing.
Oh, man.
All right. So y'all stay tuned for a good video tomorrow. Yes. And we plan to be back here Saturday morning live around 8, something like that. Mm-hmm. And we'll always let y'all know if anything changes.
That's right. Hey, and I do want to announce this, especially for the YouTube people. The Facebook people usually see it, but the YouTube people, if something is not going to happen, so a video is not going to be out, or a live's running late, or anything like that, always check. I'll post it on Facebook. I'll post it on stories. I'll post it on Instagram. YouTube has a thing called community. And if you go to our YouTube channel page, you'll usually say community or post. They changed the name of it for something. If you click there, it's kind of like Facebook or Instagram. You can post pictures and stuff there.
I know how to do it too.
And I will let you know there too. So yeah, so if you get worried if something's happening, what's going on, check those places, and we usually announce it fairly quick if we're going to miss something or something's happening.
Yeah, we don't anticipate any problems Saturday, but in case we do, we always let you guys know.
Right.
And that's the way we do it.
That's it.
So we won't be live again until I have a 50-year-old husband beside me. I'll have me an old man, and y'all will have you an old man too, because he's going to stick with it. And I sure am happy.
Me too.
I sure am happy. And I hope all of you guys enjoy whatever you're doing this evening, supper-wise. And until next time.
Y'all be good.